Hey, everybody. John Calandria here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Gil, good to see you on. I appreciate you. It's been too long, man. So, hope you guys having a great day. Happy Wednesday. I've been doing a bunch of stuff and working crazy today. So, I'm just getting a chance to come on. I want to talk to you guys about how to grow your side gig while you work full time. A lot of people are working full time and crazy hours and doing everything else and trying to figure out how they can ever escape, the regular rat race and get into some really good stuff. That's going to really keep going and get some leveraged income and some time freedom out of the deal. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. So there's a couple of ideas. Um, one of the biggest ones, and I said before I even get into that, I just wanted to talk to you guys and realize, I've been doing a lot of personal development over the last couple of years, and that is as kind of a bonus side thing. I wasn't planning to talk about that, but the personal development thing is huge, huge, huge. To believing you can do this stuff, and to having the confidence, and to surrounding yourself with a lot of great people, and that's something that's really simple that you can do. Literally find something that works for you and you can do for 10 minutes while you're getting ready in the morning, or while you're sitting having a cup of coffee, or you're sitting having your breakfast, or you can listen to it with a Bluetooth speaker in the shower for 10 minutes, whatever the case is. You can find time to listen to stuff. If you got to commute, listen to things in the car on the way in. Find some great authors and some great speakers. I can give you a lot of stuff on that. If you want to send me a message or send me a direct message, I'd be happy to share some of the people that I've found that have helped me over the last couple of years to really grow. So let's talk about how to grow this side gig and while you're still working full time. A lot of people say, "Oh, I just want to do full time and do this and that," and I said, it's best to squeeze it in, and it's best not to have too much time for it, because you're going to really be determined and crunch in and get that time and work done on it. Because obviously, as honestly, more time doesn't always mean you're going to get more done. You're going to have less things going on. You get less, you get more distracted. So if you're not killing it in the little tiny bit of time you have, having more time isn't really going to help. All right. If you're killing it and crushing it and filling in every little nook and cranny along the day, then absolutely more time is going to completely help. So one of the things to do is schedule this stuff out. Literally write it down on your paper schedule. I don't have it in my hand. I have it in the other room, but paper schedule. Write out the times. If you work from 9 to 5, let's say, write out the fact that, when I get up in the morning, I'm going to spend 15 minutes working on my business, whatever it is. 15 minutes, whether that's 15 minutes learning about how to do your business if you're just getting into it, or 15 minutes of actually doing whatever it is you need to do for your business, making phone calls, setting a couple of emails out, whatever your business happens to be, that side gig that you're doing, or reaching out to people, prospecting for sales, or for partners, things like that, whatever the case may be. That's what you need to do, allocate those moments. And then, what, at your lunch hour, let's say you get a half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour for lunch, whatever it is. Bring lunch, pack lunch, make sure you have something with you so you don't have to go out and kill your entire lunch hour just eating lunch. Grab something, eat it, make some phone calls, send some text messages, send some private messages, send some DMs, send some emails, whatever you need to do. You got plenty of time there to do it. And then, at the end of the day, or even on the way home with the Bluetooth headset, make some phone calls. There's always time if you want to decide to make it. Okay. It's not, I didn't have time. I haven't had time to do that. And the answer, and I had that answer for a long time. Oh yeah, no, I haven't had time to do that. And you know what? The fact of the matter is, I chose not to make time to do that. The very different answer. I chose not to make time for that. Not, I didn't have time. I ran out of time. The truth of the matter is, I chose not to make the time to make that happen. If it had been anything else, if it had been some other thing, or your friend from out of state was in town, you'd move heaven and earth to make sure you got a few minutes to meet them for a cup of coffee or a drink after work or something. You'd change things around. All right. But if you're not interested in doing it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to make that time. You're not going to take the time to do those things. And so don't kid yourself if you're saying, "Oh, I just don't have the time." That's really not how it works. You either decide to make the time or not. You don't need tons of time if you really consolidate your time. And that comes into another thing on how to really work on a side gig is to do something I learned about not too long ago called batch working. Um, it's an idea of if you've got a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different things to do, realize, all right, I've got to do marketing, I've got to do phone calls, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, all these different things to do. Well, instead, look at it and say, you know what, on Mondays, I've got a half an hour on Mondays to work on my business. So Mondays is going to all be about marketing. I'm going to do video planning. I'm going to, do ads, or I'm going to do whatever the case is. And then maybe Tuesdays, I'm going to spend half an hour or whatever time frame I have, and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to reach out to people and reach out to potential customers or clients or business partners or whatever the case is. And just do that. Don't try to do a bunch of different little things. Wednesdays, I'm going to send messages out, or I'm going to email out to people, and then maybe follow up Friday. Take Fridays to follow up with the people that you reached out to on Tuesday and Thursday, or whatever the case is. Again, there's a million ways to do this, but just do one specific thing while you're doing it. And even if you've got a couple different time slots for each day, make Monday, follow up day from the weekend, or make Sunday, whatever it is, but make that whole day just that one thing. So when you're in those moods, that's all you're thinking about. So even when you're doing your other stuff, you're thinking about, all right, I called so and so and so and so. I got to call lunchtime. I got to call those guys. So today is all about making phone calls, and then tomorrow is all about following up with emails, or putting ads up, or writing ad copy, or whatever it is. But batch your work together, and batch it by day or by section, however you see fit. But don't just say, all right, I've got an hour and I'm going to do this, and the other thing. It's not productive. If you have limited time, it's a very unproductive way to work, because you're going to just be all over the charts. And you know what? There's nothing probably going on that's so super critical that you can't, it can't happen tomorrow. There might you can look through your messages and just say, hey, I got a chance. You don't have to instantly respond to something right away if it's not absolutely critical. So those are the big things, is to make the time, choose and decide to make the time for these things. Um, and then once you do make the time for them, really write out, schedule the time on your calendar, write it in there. And something I'm struggling with, because I'm so used to using the phone and I don't like my handwriting all that much. But I was listening to a guy this weekend who said, write it in a calendar, handwrite it, because when you physically write it down, pen, paper, pencil to paper, your brain recognizes your handwriting. It's just one more important way that your brain realizes the importance of this. You took the time to put that thought down in paper. You must have written it because it's your handwriting and you can read it. And it's just one of those things. And I'm just trying to dabble into that. I've never been really good at keeping a paper calendar. I've always used a phone or a PDA. I'm showing my age. But so I'm going to try, I'm trying that to see how that goes for me. Some people do that. And, Rob, my wife doesn't do anything but paper calendars. All right. Her phone has no the calendars. I don't think there's anything in her phone calendar, but her planner she's lost without it. She's got her whole world in there. So write the stuff down, decide, make specific days for specific stuff, and write it down and make it happen, and stick to the script, stick to what you're doing, stay organized. Don't change things around. Yeah, exactly. Robin has no idea. She just messaged me on one of the videos and there's no idea there's a calendar on her phone. And that's awesome. But here's the idea: is write the stuff down, put it on paper, put it in your phone, put it somewhere so that you can't forget it. So with that, those are my couple of short plans for this. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and check in with me tomorrow. I'm going to have some other awesome opportunities and some great stuff going on, and I want to share with you guys as much as I can. So with that, any questions, send me a message, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk more, and have a great night.